lot happened to me growing up, a lot. But it's like if I embrace that and just use that as a way to not do nothing with my life, and I think a lot of black men are walking around sleepwalking, like, man, I ain't got nothing, it ain't no opportunities out here. And then motherfuckers coming from overseas swimming in the water,
I
and
know,
they coming over
literally.
here
It
learning how to build a
That's
house.
so true.
Why can't you learn how to build a house
That's
in your
so
own
true.
community, bro? I mean, at the end of the day, like,
The day gotta end.
at the end of the day, people are, two things can be true, and I think when you start thinking like that, a lot of stuff you start to look at like, damn, man, like, two things can be true. You can be a victim, but you also can have some type of accountability and how you move forward.
Personal responsibility is definitely needed. I don't think personal responsibility isn't needed. I think, though, that the personal responsibility is about 20% of the problem, and people want to talk about that 20% of the problem and just ignore, like, the 80% of the problem. And I was thinking about this last night. I was like, the nerve of these motherfuckers to traumatize black people the way they do, and then therapy costs so much damn money.
But even therapy, though, like, let's be honest, man.
These niggas is hurt. These niggas need hugs from their daddies.
Even therapy, though,
touched.
you go into therapy, a lot of times you walk out like, I need some motherfucking money. Like, it is some real issues that money don't, that goes across financial lines. But 90% of the black community problems, bruh, in your household, you can solve a lot of problems by just actually learning the skill and getting your shit together, bruh.
Okay.
Like, as a black man,
That's
I only
true.
speak to black men because I've only been a black man.
I mean,
so I let women tell me their issues and I listen with open ears. But as a black man, if I'm talking to black men, bruh, I don't give a fuck if you didn't go to college. I don't care about none of that because it's so many things you can do without a degree.
There's so many things that you do already, to your point about going to the liquor store. You can't go to the community college. You can't go to the library.
Let me give you an example.
Out your resume.
I love private jets, right? Like, I got inspired to start my company and do my life the way I am because going on a private jet with Dan Gilbert. You don't need a degree to become a pilot. You need the hours and the experience. And the only way you get that is by actually being in the plane. And so a lot of my friends that's probably gonna listen to this, my nigga, you can become a private pilot. You can become a pilot, bro.
Trauma. Niggas don't want to fly.
Why niggas traumatized from flying?
The same way niggas don't want to swim. Niggas don't want to lose their life.
I understand why niggas don't want to get in on a boat. Okay. But we ain't been traumatized on the plane.
I know people who still don't. I know people who only take cars, who don't fly. Literally, first time on the flight, I do know a lot
of people like that, but
yeah, niggas don't like to fly.
They have no real reason to be traumatized.
They scared of death.
Well, you wouldn't drive a goddamn car because it's actually
no, statistically it doesn't make sense. But I have cousins and I have people like my grandma's first time on a plane was 4 years ago.
My grandma, she came
down. How long planes been out?
My grandma came down to Georgia for the first time. She was born in Mississippi. Mm-hmm. She hasn't been out of the city of Detroit since she was 17.
That's what I'm saying.
She's 73.
That's
now.
what I'm saying. It's also
I got her out by coming to the conference.
Yeah.
When I
and she wanted to support you.
Yeah, I threw my conference. A lot of my family started coming out.
My grandma came to visit me in Georgia. That was like her second time on a plane in her life. And it's being comfortable and it's like being scared because it's like if I go somewhere outside of my comfort zone, something bad gonna happen. And to tell black people that something bad not gonna happen is being so insensitive, especially my grandma.
It's a lot of bad shit. My thing is black people be scared of, and we can get started, but black people be scared to do shit. But like we live in the most dangerous areas in the world, so it's like,
I know.
How you scared to get on a plane, but you not scared to be at the dice game with niggas with 10 guns?
I go to South Africa. My mom's like, be careful. I'm like, you live in Trenton.
Right. You live in Detroit. I feel like I can do anything. I can go anywhere. Like my friend, she's trying to take the LSAT and she be like crying and nervous and I'm just like
anxiety is real.
Like, bruh, like I'm from the D, like
he's like, you can do
my friend got shot. Like I can take a fucking test. and if I fail the test, I can take it again.
I can retake it. It's emotional. Like I said, it's emotional.
But let's jump straight into it.
Let's go. Hey.
Yo, welcome welcome back. Welcome back. The podcast picking up traction. I appreciate all the support. It's a lot of people that's hitting us up, man. And we're gonna stay consistent. We're gonna stay bringing you the facts, and we're gonna stay bringing you this information. So welcome back to the Black Millionaires podcast. I'm James Hill, founder and CEO.
And I'm chaplain of the culture.
Let's get it. So we were talking offline about Rihanna. So Rihanna, black billionaire, one of the only female black billionaires in the world. So we wanted to break down her situation with Louis Vuitton. So if people don't know, Rihanna has Fenty Beauty and she has Savage Fenty.
Right.
Right. So that's very important in this conversation. Louis Vuitton invested and owns 50% of Fenty Beauty. Right. So now they are exploring a sale of that 50% ownership, and her net worth is tied to the ownership and the valuation of Fenty Beauty plus Savage Fenty. So we're gonna leave Savage Fenty off the conversation for now. That's the clothing and lingerie line. Mm-hmm. So Louis Vuitton is selling there's 50% stake in Fenty Beauty. Louis Vuitton declined to comment on it. Rihanna hasn't spoke about it either, but they've hired private bankers, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, whatever. Once you hire these bankers and private equity firms and all of that get involved, it's serious and it's real. So we were doing our research, and here are a few reasons why LVMH, Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy might be putting the brand up for sale. So the company's sales in North America has been trending downward since they peaked in revenue in 22, 23. So now in 2025, they're on their way down. Apparently, they lost their prime merchandising space at Sephora. So when you go shop, are they not in the front anymore? Are they not
It's interesting because I didn't notice. Well, I didn't notice
you
that
just
they
go
weren't.
In and say,
I want what I want, and I don't even pay attention to the new placement. So that's interesting to find out.
Yeah, and placing and positioning really matters, right? So if you walk in and it's all the way in the back, under something, that matters versus you walk in and there's a huge display of Rihanna. Because you could be walking in for something else and oh yeah, Fenty Beauty, let me grab some of this, let me get some. So that's really, really important. Also, Rihanna isn't as involved as she was, in 2017, 2018, 2019.
Pushing the brand.
So you want to talk about that, how that could affect the brand?
Well, there was a take on the transition that is taking place and what could have impacted that. And one of the reasons is that she was actively promoting, but she isn't anymore. And a part of that active promotion was engaging with her customers, driving the brand personally, getting on Instagram, talking to her fans.
I remember the Instagram lives and all of that. Yeah.
Exactly. And now she's had 2 children. She hasn't necessarily returned to music, so music was another avenue that pushed the brand.
Yeah.
She had the big Super Bowl, and I don't know if you remember. Do you remember she did her lipstick on?
Yeah.
When she did the Super Bowl.
That was definitely good.
And it's crazy because the Super Bowl is free, you don't get paid for it, so. It's all about promotion.
It's all about advertising.
Use that. And so we all know that perception shapes reality.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, some people may look at, particularly her stockholders, may look at the fact that she's not doing those things anymore as part of the reason that sales have dropped. Part of the
there's a correlation there. So correlation doesn't equal causation. However, if I'm an investor, sales go down 15% and you're not involved anymore, I'll be like, hey, you probably need to get back involved, or we're trying to get up out of here. But so let's go back to Louis Vuitton. So Louis Vuitton also announced that they're starting their own beauty brand.
Ding, 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 ding. I think that's the real reason.
Yeah. So they hired celebrity makeup artist Pat McGrath. She was named the creative director of cosmetics for the new Louis Vuitton beauty line. I'm not even about to try to pronounce it. La Beauté, Louis Vuitton,
It might be La Beauté.
Yes, La Beauté. So they announced that in March 2025. So in this role, she's responsible for shaping the luxury brand first full-fledged cosmetic expansion. Also, let's talk about the fact that is Rihanna brand actually luxury? Because Louis Vuitton is all about that luxury experience. That bag, $3,000-$4,000.
Yeah.
The price points.
That bag, and I wonder if there might have been some disagreements on the inside, because if you have someone who's like, okay, you're Rihanna, we want to push your brand to as luxury price point as expensive as it could be, as expensive as Rihanna.
Yeah,
like Rihanna is expensive.
Yeah, Rihanna luxury. Like,
yes, we want your brand to be just expensive as you, but it could be
she's
that
also
she did.
Very inclusive.
I was gonna say
she
she could be the type. She could be the type of person who's saying like, no, I actually want my brand. I actually want my makeup to be for everybody.
Yeah.
Like her music is for everybody. It's not like she's selling albums for $150.
Yeah.
So at the same time, I can definitely see Louis Vuitton being like, you know what, maybe that cheapens our brand to be a part of.
So let's just get into the luxury space. Now, there's a lot of competition in this luxury space. So like Chanel, YSL, Christian Dior, Tom Ford, they all have popular cosmetic brands. Certain brands, fashion houses like Gucci, Hermes, has also expanded into the space. So it's crowded. So, monkey see, monkey do. These companies, they're not really that innovative. They see something working over here. They see something working over there. And then there's a conversation that maybe they came in, saw what was working for her and said,
I'm going to take that.
Let's take X, Y, and Z.
Copy paste.
We're going to move on. So Rihanna brand is obviously going to be shopped around to some highest bidders. When we posted about this, a lot of people was like, why don't a lot of black millionaires or billionaires come in and buy it up? So when you're making investments, it's not also about money. It's also about strategic placement. So yes, all money not even. So if I got $400 million and a private equity firm got $400 million, but that private equity firm also owns a part of Sephora.
Right.
They also own a part of Macy's, or they own a part of Nordstrom Rack or whatever. Not Nordstrom Rack, Nordstrom's and Neiman Marcus. Like, they have those strategic relationships. So your money is not the same, even though it's the same amount. So that relationship with Louis Vuitton is really, really important because they have tremendous relationship with luxury partners like Neiman Marcus. So it's not apples to apples saying, hey, LeBron, go put up $400 million and buy her steak or whatever. So,
but it would be interesting it would be interesting to find out who buys this, because what I don't want to happen is, when I worked in mortgage, they made us sign a
NDA?
Not an NDA.
Non-compete.
A non-compete.
Yes.
And so I'm wondering, where is the non-compete clause here where they're even able to launch their own makeup the midst of having such a stake in...
Rihanna probably had to sign a non-compete because they were invested in her. They would never say, "Hey, we're not going to do that." They might say that, but then they're going to break it.
They're going to break it.
Yeah, they'll break it.
And even though they own Christian Dior makeup, but this is what I would think. I would think that they're just diversifying their portfolio. Yeah. So yes, we have Christian Dior makeup over here, but that is our high end. I'm going to buy a stake in Rihanna so that I can get a part of what everybody else. So now they have a part all the way up here. They got a little bit in the middle, Yeah. But the idea that is like, no, we're going to go straight luxury. I wonder if it's like a profit move.
Yeah, and then, Louis Vuitton stock has been under pressure, so they probably looking at vertically integrating. Like you said, they own Christian Dior, so they could do some investing in that area if they really wanted to expand. They already own the brand, so they don't have to really invest. And then Rihanna, probably was a struggle of creative control. So Rihanna probably just like, all right, if I don't have full creative control, I'm going to just lay back and have me some kids. I'm going to just do my thing. Because, that happens, right? People come in and they invest in you because they like what you're doing. Yes. But because they didn't put up $300-400 million, now they want.
And now you're not doing what you were doing.
Or even if you are doing that, now they got some consulting firm in their mind. Maybe you should do this. Maybe you should say that. Maybe you should do this. So now Rihanna probably like, look, if I don't have full creative control, I'm just not going to do it, period. And I can see Rihanna being that because she's a boss.
She is.
Like, she's not about to come in and take nothing from no 40-year-old white woman who's never built nothing. Who's going to come in and tell her what the hell to do with her brand.
That's
which
true.
Is what these consultants be doing. They come in, they buy your brand, they invest in you, and these investors, then they start trying to tell you and dictate why you should do what you're doing. And it kind of make you lose your sauce. So that happens a lot, particularly in black-owned brands because, a lot of times we don't have the experience in years of executive leadership. So they say, hey, come bring an adult in the room. Come bring somebody else to run it. Rihanna even had issues with that with Savage Fenty. She had the lady she brought
from the Victoria's Secret
and then
lady.
she left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that happens a lot.
I think it's one of those things that, again, perception shapes reality. The idea that she needs to do this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to trust Rihanna here and say that her brand has its own identity and she doesn't need to push it that much. Maybe Savage Fenty needs to be pushed a little more, but Fenty Beauty, I mean, even in the industry, like makeup artists go and use Fenty Beauty. It's not just people buying to do their personal makeup. It's business people who buy Fenty Beauty. So,
all right, you doing a lot of trusting. The NBA said they're gonna trust some people too. It ain't looking too good. So,
well, speaking of the NBA and trust issues, the NBA is asking for the phones and emails of 10 Lakers employees, including 2 of LeBron's associates, as part of an investigation into illegal sports gambling.
Yes.
And the NBA is expanding this investigation into the sports gambling on federal charges, potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially. But other charges have revealed from, do you remember, what was his name, Chauncey?
Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones, they all got wrapped up and hit with some federal charges.
And then Damon Jones, the prying into Damon Jones's federal charges kind of opened this can wide open. Now, I do have a couple questions about sports betting. What makes, because betting is completely legal.
Correct.
So what makes sports what makes it illegal?
So, what makes it illegal?
I don't gamble.
Is what insider trading is, right?
Right.
Insider trading is, I'm an executive at Nike. I tell my son's girlfriend or my son's friends, hey, the guy from Nike is actually about to step down, the CEO,
right.
Or there's going to be some type of scandal, or we're going to do a big recall or something.
Oh, okay.
And y'all might want to get out of that stock. So they sell all the stock before they lose, and then they go on and they save the money. Or in this case, it can be the opposite. Hey, I'm actually about to go bring in a new executive, and I think the stock is going to shoot up. So now you probably want to get in. On the same token, that's what sports betting is. So with sports betting, the issue they are having is there's different types of sports betting. So you got the money line. The Lakers play the Pistons. Who's going to win? Okay, that's very easy. Everybody know that. That's the end of time. That's the whole team, though. But the big issue now is prop betting. So with prop betting, I can bet directly on a player's statistic or a player's stat based on whatever intuition I might have. Now, if I got some information that can swing on the under or the over. So the under is like LeBron's going to have less than 10 points.
Okay.
The over is LeBron going to have 35 points. And LeBron might average 26 points. So it's like, okay, he's going to be above average. You're betting he's going to have a breakout game.
Okay.
Or you're betting he's going to have a bad game. Or it could be this person is going to play less than 30 minutes. This person is going to play.
That's crazy.
This person is going to hit 10 free throws. This person is going to hit.
Can you do fouls?
Yes. This person is going to foul out.
Oh,
this
wow.
person is going to have which team is going to have the first basket? Which team is going to win the tip-off? Which team is going to...
So,
you see what I'm saying?
So,
you can bet on pretty much anything that's going on in the game.
So, let's imagine I am a Lakers employee.
Correct.
If I'm an employee and somebody on the team owes me a favor or maybe I got a little, dirt on them, and I'm like, hey,
you're sleeping with the cheerleader.
Right. And and I got pictures, but I'm not going to tell, and I'm not going to, but I need you to foul out this game.
Correct.
So that could be part of illegal sports betting.
That could be a part of it.
Wow.
Because now you can bet that, hey, Terry Rozier, he's the one who got caught doing this, right? Terry Rozier is going to have less than 10 points. Somebody put $200,000 on Terry Rozier having less than 10 points. Terry Rozier
$200,000?
$200,000 on
you know something.
Listen, Terry Rozier gets in the game. He scores a layup. He do an assist. He hit a free throw. Makes a point. Shoot a three. They like, oh, shit, okay. Coach, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
I got to get out the game. I got 6 points. I got 7 points. Now that better that bet $200,000. Now he walks away with $500,000 because that was a crazy bet. Like You bet 200,000 that this person isn't going to do this, and then the person miraculously get hurt right after they score 6 or 7 points.
Yeah.
And it's not like a crazy injury. It's just like I tweaked my ankle.
Right.
I can't go back in, coach.
Yeah.
And you know, like these NBA players, they're driven. You want to get back in the game. You don't want to like sit on the bench. So that's what they probe. That was a big probe into that. That's why Terry Rozier's wrapped up in it.
Wow.
But the Damon John LeBron situation could be simply, I'm hanging around LeBron. LeBron tweaked his ankle at practice. LeBron got some back soreness. He's not going to play. So now I can come in and say the Lakers are going to lose to the Timberwolves. And you like, oh, why would you bet that? Oh, because I know that LeBron is not going to be there. So now the odds of the Lakers losing is a lot higher.
Well, potentially, could you make money twice?
Because you can make money multiple ways. Now it's like, okay, LeBron's going to score less than 15 points. Well, if he don't play, and don't nobody know he's not going to play, or let's say he go out there and try to play, and he like, yeah, you know, my back just not feeling it today, and you got that inside information.
Yeah.
Now you can profit off of it. So there's a lot of ways to make money with insider information.
I'm guessing you can also sell the insider information too.
You don't have to be the one doing it. You can
don't
sell it to other people that's outside of LeBron's circle.
I was gonna say, because you and I wouldn't be able to do illegal sports betting because we don't have the proximity. So you got to be like an
So if somebody sold it to me on the Discord chat or something like that,
that's what I'm saying.
Now I'm selling it to my people, and everybody putting the under on LeBron.
Yeah,
it's like this kind of weird. And then LeBron come out after 6 minutes because he tweaked his ankle in practice. So it's a lot going on with that, and so there's two separate cases, right? I know everybody heard about the Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups is a head coach of the Portland Trailblazers. He's getting indicted for an illegal poker scam with the mob. Damon Jones.
There's the mob.
Damon Jones was allegedly involved in the mob situation and the LeBron whispering. You know, I learned this about LeBron whispering into people around.
So he got caught up twice.
Damon Jones is caught up twice. So he cooked.
Dang.
So it's a lot going on with Damon John. I hope all of this is like, because you know you're innocent until proven guilty, but it's not looking good because now they're probing into 10 players.
And they're asking for emails and cell phones and documents. And not, like, I don't know what type of documents they're asking for.
And you know the feds. The feds.
But right now they said the NBA is asking for it, not necessarily the feds. I guess the NBA is going to give it over to the feds.
Of course.
If they find something. But I don't know. I feel like.
Yeah, but it might not be. Okay, it might not be federally. Like, it might not be something you can get federally charged on. But then you might get suspended from the league forever. You know what I'm saying? So there's different consequences. That's like the civil aspect. You know, it's criminal and civil. So, like, you know.
I mean, on a messier side, too, you asking for a grown person's phone, you're going to find a lot more than some illegal sports betting. I'm just not going to give you the phone, and then you can suspend me.
Yeah, they're not going to go through and find, they might find some infidelity or
that's what I'm going to say. You're going to find a lot.
Hopefully they don't leak that out.
That's what I'm saying.
Because they can leak that part out and use that as leverage. Like, hey, we might not.
If you don't take this step down and not have any legal recourse,
correct.
We also got this other stuff we done found on your phone.
About to lose half.
That's what I'm saying.
You about to lose half your money.
This is some unscrupulous shit.
Yeah, I mean, because that happens to executives and people like that all the time in divorce cases and stuff like that. You're suing me. I hire a private investigator, find out you cheating on your wife.
That part.
You worth $100 million. And I say, you know what? I do owe you $3 million, but look at these pictures. We can make all of this go away. Drop the lawsuit.
That's
and then
what
they be
I'm
like,
thinking.
oh, we settled the lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
So
I do think this is going to go away because whatever's in them phones, they're going to come to some type of agreement.
You know, speaking of divorce, it just broke the news, hit headlines. Our guy Akon locked up. You won't let me out. You know our guy. So Akon says his wife of 29 years should get zero.
That's what he's saying.
$0 in spousal support in new court documents. Akon is playing hardball with his wife of 29 years. After she sued him and demanded $100 million. Now, there were reports out there that Akon only had $10,000 in his personal account and that he allegedly spread all of his assets and his income to his mother's accounts and his family's account. So that's a crazy allegation that he only have $10,000 and it's spread through his mama.
Well, he definitely has more than $10,000.
We know he's rich. He's been rich forever.
Do you think he has the $100 million she is asking for?
Akon, he might be worth $200 million.
That's what I was gonna say.
He might. He actually might, because Akon is one of those dudes. He was smart. He was doing that. He got like $1 billion line of credit from China or some shit. Well, remember the Akon Senegal city, in the city in Senegal?
I was gonna say he was like
doing he do a lot of big money projects.
Also, but have those projects panned out though? That's the other thing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them have, a lot of them haven't. So yeah. But I do think he has more than $10 million.
He has $10,000. He's definitely.
Well, let's just call it. Let's say he's worth $50 million. Should she get 25? He's saying no. He's saying she shouldn't get anything. And then he's from Senegal. So he's like basically, look, I'm from the motherland. We have multiple wives. We do polygamy.
I think he's using that as an excuse.
Well, he's been having like different wives.
Yeah, he has this concubine situation going on, but the idea that because I'm from here, we do it this way.
Well, that's his culture.
Not everybody does it that way.
That's his culture, though.
Not everybody does it that way.
That's like African culture to have multiple wives.
I don't think so.
Suddenly, I'm a little more African. No.
Put a little bit more African in your American.
But that's crazy.
Some people do. And then some people don't. It's more how I'll do it. I'll say it like this.
I wouldn't want 10 wives.
And I was gonna say it's more of an option. It's not necessarily this is what we do over here. It's like okay,
but it's more acceptable.
It's more. That's what I'm saying. It's more of an option. It's not necessarily like this is what we do.
This is law.
It's like this is what we can do if we want to. You know what I'm saying? And he's making it seem like no, this is embedded in me. This is how we do things.
Well, I mean, she married the African man. And she accepted it because she's been with him for 29 years. Akon been running around with different women. He even got other kids.
Yes, that's true.
I didn't even know he was married for 29 years. Like that's crazy.
And this is before he became Akon.
Yeah, like how long was Akon? That's a good point.
Akon, when he came out
he
with
probably got
Locked
famous
Up,
in like the early 2000s.
That's what I was about to say. When he came out with Locked Up, that wasn't 30 years ago. That wasn't in the 90s. So if he is worth $200 million and he walked all over her.
2004 he became prominent.
Okay.
That's 21 years ago. So he was married for 8 years before
that. So how do we know she wasn't paying for studio time and shooting in the gym?
Obviously he didn't have a prenup because this wouldn't even be a thing.
Right.
I mean, you can still challenge a prenup, but the prenup should stand strong unless there's a few things that can screw up your prenup.
I wonder why he's saying that she shouldn't get anything after being with him for 29 years.
I don't know, but to me, it sounds like they probably been wanting to.
She should have been out of there.
It probably would have been a wrap.
Part of me feels like okay, you knew he was walking around on you, so do you really need half of his assets? Because does it matter to you that much? I look at marriage as I look at all marriages as love marriages. I don't know if that's always the case.
Marrying for love might be the worst thing you do.
So my thing is,
you gotta marry for a little more than that.
But also, if you have endured this pain, maybe she should get half.
As a man, I'm gonna tell you this: as a man with money, I'm marrying for money. I'm marrying for more than just. I'm marrying for more than just love. I'm marrying for money as well because I want to be able to take the way I want to be able to take care of my wife.
Is for her to take care of herself.
No, not necessarily take care of herself, but she has to be of some sort of value. It don't have to be she. It don't mean she have to work, but she have to. Okay, your network. Who are you hanging with? Who are the people you're doing business with? You need to be friends with the rich people. You need to get with the rich women, their husbands, so we can do deals. Yeah. I need to be over their house for Thanksgiving and rubbing elbows with the rich people in the neighborhood. I need to be at the country clubs. We all need to be working together. This is a team effort. So that's what I mean by I'm marrying for love. I mean, I'm not marrying for love. I'm marrying for money as well. It's because women multiply every situation they get in. You give them a house, they make it a home. You give them a child, they turn that into a whole family. Women multiply. So you need to be able to multiply whatever I come in with.
So here's the thing: you're either marrying for love or you're marrying for labor. And the idea of I'm marrying this woman for the labor that she can add to my business. It's like capitalism has sunken into our home life, our
Yes,
relationships,
it
and
has.
that's the thing. Like,
Because most divorces are because of money,
and
though.
here's the thing: everybody wants to talk about divorces, and they don't look at like successful marriages. Why I am, so, and I said this before, I'm so grateful to be a witness to my grandparents' marriage,
Yes,
because
that's
they
privilege.
married for love. They married because they wanted to be together and they wanted to support their families.
Yes.
Now, if all of these men are saying, I don't want to get married because, not because anything's wrong with marriage, not because I don't get anything out of it, because I don't want to get a divorce, right? That's like women saying, I don't want to have a child because I don't want to be a single mother. It is the
That's a good
same
point, though.
exact
That's a
thing.
good reason to not have a child with just anybody.
So at the end of the day, but no, but with anybody, because if I'm having a child and I can
There's
end
a
up being
potential. There's a
I can put
potential
I
risk you
can
can end up, even if you're married. There's a potential
there's
risk
a potential,
you can end up with a single.
but
As a
there
single
is a
mom.
substantial amount of like accountability that the man would have to that child when they are married in a way that they wouldn't necessarily be able to have if they're not married. For example, if you are married, you likely have a job or some sort of income. You can prove that y'all have financial assets together. If you are with somebody and you don't have any record of his financial, he can
Yeah.
hide them.
Yeah.
So it's hard to take him to court. My mom didn't get any child support from my dad because he hides his assets, and they never got married. So they never filed taxes together. They never did those things.
It's a lot of stuff that you do as when you're married that you don't do when you are single. So I understand that perspective. I'm saying just for me, if I was giving advice to some young guy, 22, 23, coming up, and I would say you marry for love, you date love, but when you want to take it to that next level, you do need to start looking at how she is financially. And that might be, okay, so women need to understand this. There's multiple ways to make money and to add value. You can add value by multiplying, but you also can add value by not subtracting and not being a liability.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
if you can come in and look at his business and say, bro, you wasting 15, 20,000 a month. Let me come in and tie up some of these loose ends. Now that money comes back into the household. Now I just basically, if I'm saving you 15 grand a month, I just made you 15 grand a month because you were spending that. So that's another way
I
of
see what
adding value.
I see what you're saying about, but are you in love with that though? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm in love. What you mean? Hell yeah, I'm in love with that.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, are you going to be in love with your financial accountant? Like, those type of things, professionals can come in and help with. The idea of a love marriage, and I'm taking it back to my grandparents. The idea of a love marriage is the idea that I love this person for the things that she adds and the things that she takes away. My grandma wasn't no like she was irritated, but my grandfather was irritating in his own ways, and so they irritated each other in certain ways. They contributed to each other in certain ways, and you take the bad with the good because I love this person. I fell in love with this person, and so that's what I'm talking about when we go into these things and I want you need to be my financial accountant, you need to be my mother, you need to be my therapist, you need to be my maid, you need to be.
Well, it's the same thing with women.
God
Women require
damn.
y'all require that of you. Y'all want somebody to protect you. You want you want me to protect you like I'm your big brother. You want me to love you like I'm your husband. You want me to take care of you like I'm your husband. You want me to take care of you financially like I'm your dad, like how your dad did. So it's all the same energy that's coming in a relationship. However,
but I would not marry you if you was none of those things.
You should.
But
you
that's
should.
so you see where
You should.
You see
if
what
I
I'm saying?
fall in love with if I fall in love with a woman,
Uh-huh.
and then I'm falling in love with her as a person, the mother she is, or whatever. We got kids or whatever. If I fall in love with the woman, falling in love and getting married are two different things. I love you. I'm with you. But if you have some financial things that you need to work on and we need to work on as a couple, because when you get married, y'all become one.
Yeah.
I think that's a very good reason not to get married up front until y'all work on that. What's wrong with working on something?
You work on it together.
Yeah, you're going to work on it together, but we're not about to get married. Hell no. We're going to work on this and then get married.
You work on it together because you never know what could come up. What if something happens? What if something happens and to you and like she doesn't get anything, or she doesn't, and she's not able to like
well, this is why
benefit
you work,
for your, you know what I'm saying?
But
like,
this is why you work. This is what I mean by setting it up and working on things leading to the marriage. Because if I'm a woman, I wouldn't marry a man who don't have life insurance.
I was going to say that. Who's on the life insurance policy?
She need to be on the life insurance policy.
As a wife or as a girlfriend? See?
As what you mean?
Now we're getting
wife?
Sticky.
What you mean?
Now we're getting sticky.
Why would I put my girlfriend on my life insurance?
Because you're in love with her, like you said.
No. I ain't that in love. Well, I'm not that in love. No. I'm not that in love.
So
No.
So you're not that in love to put her on the life insurance policy, but y'all in love enough to have kids.
Okay, men don't control whether you have kids or not. We contribute it, but we don't control it.
What do you mean by that? Because you definitely
I can't
control
force nobody to get no abortion.
You can't force anybody to get an abortion, but you can like not get somebody pregnant.
The only way I not get somebody pregnant is not have sex with them. I'm saying we contribute to it, but we don't have a say so in whether they have the baby or not. We would like to think we do, but we don't.
There are people who contribute to it by not getting folk pregnant.
Okay, but the only way I can guarantee I'm not going to get a woman pregnant is by not having sex with her, period. So if we're just not going to have sex, then we're not a couple. No. So at that point, we're not even together.
So you're saying, look at JR over here like, yep.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the only way I can actually guarantee that I don't get somebody pregnant is never having sex with them, period.
What about contraceptives? That doesn't work. There's no way to do that.
No. That lowers that lower. But I'm saying 100%. We're talking 100%. The only way I can.
I'm talking 99.9%, bro. We're splitting hairs.
The only way I can 100% guarantee that I didn't get this woman pregnant I didn't sleep with her.
So you don't want a 99.9%.
No, just like for example, we got the whole Cardi B and Offset and Stephon Diggs. We really don't know if that's Offset baby or not.
By law, that's Offset baby.
I know, but I'm saying they got to take a test, and it could potentially be Offset because that was his wife. So we know Cardi's still sleeping with him.
Yeah.
So that could literally be his baby still. And Stephon Diggs can walk away, not the father. This is why they have those. This is why you got to take tests and stuff like that. But all I'm saying is, I can fall in love with my girlfriend, and there's different levels of relationships. It's okay, I just met you. Okay, we're dating. We're exclusive. We're in love. Oh, we are actually married, so we're one.
We're life planning.
But life planning includes talking about finances because divorce is 60-70% of the reason people get divorced is finances. Women, I done seen women leave men all the time. Soon as they lose their job, soon something happens.
To your
they
point,
lose the job and they leave.
Okay, this is my problem, y'all, and y'all can put it in the comments if you agree with the chaplain or if James is making more sense.
Marrying for love.
This is my point about marrying for love. Women will marry for love and work on you in that marriage. Work with you, not even on you. Work with you in that marriage. The idea and have your kids, and that's more risky than marriage. That's more risky than divorce.
Yeah.
It's to have children. Why is it that? And I'm talking about women who make money. I know lawyers who will be with somebody who's a non-lawyer. I'm not going to say they don't make money, but they don't make as much as them.
Right.
And don't need no prenup. They get married to you. They have your baby because they want a relationship. They want to be
what I'm saying is that's a bad idea. On the woman part, she should get a prenup. That's a bad idea. That's all I'm saying. It's a bad idea. She should get a prenup. But here's the problem, though. Everybody have a prenup.
Well, everybody can have a prenup.
No.
Okay, what you mean?
Everybody has a prenup.
What you mean?
Whatever the state gives you, that's your prenup.
What does the state give you?
The state gives you a prenup. Every state is different.
Oh, okay.
Some states are community property, 50-50 down the line. Georgia, like where we're at right now, The prenup is it depends.
I was gonna say yeah.
The prenup is it depends on who was wrong.
I think Akon is wrong.
I mean, Akon. We can talk about that. Yeah. Akon might be wrong, but that's what I'm saying. So a prenup is very important and very valuable because you have a prenup anyway. You're just deciding what your prenup should say and should be. And when women hear prenups, they hear, I'm not getting shit. No. The prenup could say, you get spousal support for the first 5 years, which I think it should be. I think if a woman was staying at home and she was taking care of the kids and doing all this, should she get lifetime spousal support? No. Should she get 5 to 10 years of spousal support? Yes. If he was making $500,000 a month and she was making $2 a month and she stayed home and raised the kids, she should get about $50,000-$60,000 for the rest. For the next 10 years. And then you got to get your life together and get your situation together. You should be financially free by
honestly,
that time.
I don't mind the prenup that much. It's the idea that I'm not going to get married because I'm afraid of divorce. It's because if that's the case, then women, which we were talking about, more women are not having kids. Because that means the only thing to match that energy is I'm not having a child until we get married. And that's the only thing that matches that energy.
I think it should be like that. I'm not opposed to that.
Well, then people will say...
I wouldn't be born, but...
Me either.
It's a lot of people who wouldn't be born, but
that's what's going on now, and that's what the birth rate is declining and stuff like that. And then that's what I'm saying. When we don't have love marriages, we don't have that same familial
I think it needs to start.
unit.
I think the foundation of a relationship and a marriage needs to be love. But what builds up to... the foundation of a relationship should be love. But what grows legs and lead to a marriage should have something to do with some type of business or financial literacy or some type of financial understanding. Because what if you get with a woman, or you get with a man and they spending all your fucking money, and now they running through everything, they blowing their money. Or like this, let me give you an example. What if I'm marrying somebody, I get married, and now she's using all my money to help her family? We should have had that discussion before we got married.
Sending all the money back home.
She's sending all the money. Akon sending all the money to Senegal. This is what happened.
Girlfriends.
Not he ain't got no money. He only got $10,000 because he sent all of it to her. So
I'm not saying that finances isn't a part of it. I'm saying you are the way you're not you in general, but the narratives, the way some people frame it is like, then marry your accountant then marry your financial advisors then. Because I understand not taking away, but there are some people who want to marry somebody who's for their labor. I need you to be able to do this.
Okay, but what's wrong with this? What's wrong with this then? We marrying for love.
Because you like me, because you love me. Because I'm your best friend for real.
Yes, but
whether we got money or not, whether we was in a hole or whether we in a mansion, that's my best friend.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good. When your best friend holding you back and your best friend turns into your worst enemy, spending all your money, or your best friend the reason you lost your career, or your best friend is embarrassing you. Your best friend done something.
That's not your best friend though.
I mean, they still your best friend. If your best friend do something wrong, they're still your best friend. So like, if you get married and your husband does something wrong, unfortunately, that's still your husband. So you can't like abandon him because of that. You're supposed to through sickness, through health, through death.
But my point is, I wouldn't fall in love with you. You wouldn't be my best friend if you didn't have certain qualities.
Let me ask you this.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you.
You don't gotta be my accountant though.
Let me ask you this then. Okay. Do you believe people change?
People do change.
Do you believe people grow?
People do grow.
Do you believe some people are stagnant?
Yes, some people are.
Okay, so what happens when y'all get married at 25 and you love that person at 25, but at
y'all
35,
best friends at 25.
At 35, this person's still playing video games. They still at that same bullshit job. They still complaining. They haven't leveled up. They don't want to move and get a house. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. So now that person that you fell in love with is not the ideal person to be with. So this is why you got to be flexible and have these conversations, because you want your person to grow. You want your person to build. You want your person, because if you're working every day to build and this person working every day to tear it down, y'all are not a couple. Y'all are enemies. Y'all are fighting each other, and you're sleeping with the enemy every day. That's why it's very, very important. And
you sleep with the enemy every day. It's hilarious.
We talked about offline about being stagnant in the black community. A lot of people in the black community being stagnant, and I think that plays a big role. My friend just told me about one of her clients that basically left her husband because her husband was stagnant. And like they started out on the same page when they graduated from college together. They locked in. Now she's 37, 38. She done got it. You know what I'm saying? She a lawyer now. She got money. She got this. She got that. And she just like pushing the envelope every day. Like, hey, we need to do this for our kids. And he just like, I mean, I'm okay making $40,000 a year, living in the same starter home, living in the same community. Even though our kids don't want to go even though our kids don't want to go to these type of schools, you know, and we want a better house, we want this and that. She's like, look, I want to buy a new house. I want to do this. And he's stagnant. So it's like, can I be mad at her for wanting something more and wanting better and having that conversation? No, I can't be mad at her because everybody in life wants to grow.
Yeah.
And if you're not growing, then like what are we really doing here? Like don't nobody want to be stagnant.
I know, I feel you. The idea that I can marry somebody and they can cause me to lose my house, you know what I'm saying? Is a scary thought.
Yeah, I mean, so you gotta. I'm just saying, have that conversation up front. Like, again, people fall off. People have situations. You might be in a business that AI come and change. Now AI wiped you out. Now you might need 2-3 years to rebound. I'm not saying she should leave that man.
Right.
But I'm saying y'all should be able to have open communication.
I question leaving somebody because they're stuck.
Y'all should be able to have open communication, and that communication is supposed to start before the problems get there. That's where the prenup come in, and that's where all that comes in.
You in this prenup. Speaking of losing your house, which like, not everybody has a house to lose.
I know, right? I mean, shit, that's a blessing to even have a house.
I was gonna say, right? But housing costs are going up, and our fearless leader Donald Trump has proposed that
3 different solutions that ain't in one of them gonna work.
That maybe we have a 50-year mortgage.
Hold on, before we get there, we both worked in mortgages.
We did,
by the way. So like we kind of have some expertise in this area.
So that's why it's of particular interest. One is to have a 50-year mortgage. Supposedly, that is supposed to give you a lower monthly cost on your home.
For example, let's say your principal and interest payment is $3,000 a month on a, $500,000 house. I don't know the numbers, but we just work with me on that. And that's a 30-year mortgage. If it was a 50-year mortgage, then that $3,000 payment might go to $21,000 or $2,000. But you're gonna pay triple the interest because the first 10 years of your 30-year mortgage is all
basically interest.
So if you got a 50-year mortgage, the first 25, 30 years of that loan is going to be all interest. So you're never going to eventually pay the principal. And there was like memes of like babies signing mortgage applications.
That's what I was going to say. So the 50-year mortgage is crazy.
The 50-year mortgage is not going to work. However, there was another idea about like the portable mortgages.
Right.
And you can like you can change your house without changing your interest rate with the bank. I'm not mad at that idea.
I don't hate it.
It's working in Canada, but which is a very smaller market, right? So that's not apples to apples. It's apples to oranges. I'm not mad at that idea, but I don't think that solves the problem. The problem really is construction costs, zoning costs, and zoning regulation, and people can't build how. It might take you a year to get the zoning rights and all of this to get a house.
There's so much that goes into building a house and selling it for a profit, right? Because ain't nobody gonna sell the house and
in
not
business
get
to make money,
right? So according to a recent Forbes article, right, the real reason why housing costs is so expensive is because not necessarily high construction costs, which is on the side that I was on, because my aunt just built her house and she was saying the materials cost so much.
Yeah, materials is definitely a part of it, with tariffs and just even the pandemic and everything being clogged up.
But they're saying that mainly regulations that restrict new housing, like zoning, height limits, parking requirements are the reasons why. And even though building costs have risen, they don't necessarily match how much the houses are priced at. And they're saying the most effective strategy is building more homes at the top end of the market because wealthier households move into new units and free up older ones.
Yes, but
almost like a trickle up.
But it's the zoning. So let's say I'm a middle class family, and I'm trying to build me a home, like you said, your aunt. It takes a year or two to build a home because you got to get zoning right, zoning
Right.
permits. You got to get the lot. You got to get all of this other stuff. So most people don't have 2 years to float
Right.
that
Right.
that
Yeah.
construction
Like she's
loan.
retired, her kids is grown. She
That's
was
what I'm
like,
saying.
let me buy me a house.
Like most people don't have the financial freedom to float that. Rich people do, like we just said. But the average American doesn't. The average American don't have $10,000 to their name.
I want to go ahead.
The average American can't go 3 to 6 months without a paycheck. The average American can't afford a lot of the things that restrain them from, the zoning and all of this stuff that goes with, the issues in this, the issues that we're talking about. So the way to get around that would be loosen up the regulation,
Okay.
which is going to lower the cost of housing eventually. At first, it's going to increase because it's going to be a high.
Because they're new.
Yeah, it's going to be new, and a lot of people. But eventually, the rents are going to lower.
It's going to pan out.
Because if it's 10 houses on the block and there's 20 people trying to get in there, I can increase the price.
Exactly.
But if it's 15 houses, it's more supply, and we can work with that.
All right, so moving on to Mike Epps. He does an interview with The Breakfast Club.
Yes.
And he says some things that, might be controversial, but he says that he is glad some SNAP food stamps are getting cut off because it leads a lot of people to be stagnant and unhealthy due to the food that they have access to.
Yeah. I understand that perspective. It's kind of victim blaming a little bit because it's like, well, if I had grocery stores in my area, that will solve that problem. So that you wouldn't have a real argument there. So, but a lot of places, like I'm from Detroit, it's a food desert. So yes, you got food stamps, but you got to go up to the liquor store and get, the
like whatever is accessible,
noodles or whatever. You don't get no fresh fruit. And then the grocery stores that we do have, you walk in there, it's dirty as hell. Like the floor look like it ain't been mopped in a week. This food is spoiled a lot of times, so you gotta look at stuff like that.
A lot of times you can walk to the corner stores and you have to drive out to the grocery store.
Yes.
And a lot of people with SNAP benefits, EBT, don't necessarily have access to reliable transportation.
They ain't got cars. They ain't got transportation. I mean, like, again, I'll go back to my roots in Detroit. Most people don't go across 8 Mile. You got to go across 8 Mile to get to a Target. They just put a Myers on 8 Mile right there on like the edge of Detroit. But if you want to go to a Whole Foods, they put one downtown because they're rebuilding downtown. But that wasn't there. If I want to go to the Trader Joe's, if I want to go to,
oh my God,
then they put a Aldi's in the hood, and I don't know if that's there still, but I do remember that being a big deal.
Yeah,
like they put a
Aldi's
right
at least has fruit and vegetables.
Exactly.
You got 2 days to eat it though.
So I understand what Mike is saying in terms of the, it leads you to buy this healthy stuff. But even if I wasn't on food stamps, I'd be buying that unhealthy shit if I'm in the hood. So that's a bad argument. Now, the argument that he talked about, that it leads a lot of people in our community to be stagnant and not want more out of life because they're stuck on these programs. Now, I do agree with that angle because it can make you stagnant. You don't have nothing to live for. Your bills on your Section 8, so you don't have no bills, and your kids are fed, you're fed, and you're just like, whatever. I don't need to go get a higher income because if I get a higher income, I'm going to lose my stamps. So instead, I'm going to just do some little bullshit under the table to make ends meet, but I'm never going to try to build myself, get a career, get a degree, get a trade, get out of the Section 8. Because if I get out of Section 8 paying $20 a month, now I got to go pay $2,000 a month somewhere else. And it's like the math don't be mathing. So a lot of people, unfortunately, decide to stay stagnant, and then it's okay when you're young in your early 20s, but when you're 40, 45, and now people are like, damn, you've been on food stamps or Section 8 for 20 years?
Well, I think it's interesting because why is it that we always talk about the people that I guess have been on food stamps or EBT for so long, but we never necessarily talk about the people who are working, who are just underemployed, Like, you can't afford rent and car insurance and to feed your kids when you are the cashier at the grocery store. And that's it. Now, some people are cashiers because that's their second job and they, making ends meet and stuff like that. But when that's your only means of income, it's like, I work my butt off. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people who don't make a lot of money, sometimes they work harder than the average American.
Working is not the problem.
No.
It's not that a lot of people don't want to work. It's financial literacy, and it's the way.
It's being able to position yourself.
The way corporations and the way America is structured, that you don't necessarily get compensated for working hard.
Some people work the hardest.
A lot of people work hard. It's rich people that work hard, and it's it's poor people that work hard. So the working hard using your labor.
Yes.
But you have to work hard and be in a vehicle that would allow you to work, that allow you to have an upward trajectory. So let me give you an example. I'm running. If me and you are trying to get a workout in, you can get on the treadmill and I can run up the street. Mm-hmm. We both get an exercise in. We both good. Now we're even in that aspect. That's like we both work hard, right?
Right. We both work hard.
We both get up and run. We're both willing to get up and run.
Right.
Okay, but what happens when now we both have to go a mile up the road. Mm-hmm. But you're still on a treadmill.
Right.
So you're running, you're working hard.
But I'm not going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere. I'm on the side of the road and I'm running just as fast as you are.
But you're getting to where you need to be.
I have a vehicle and I see an end goal to success. Mm-hmm. And that be the problem. If you're a cashier at Aldi or if you're a cashier at one of these places and you don't have an upward trajectory.
Right.
Then that's where it becomes a problem. But if you're a cashier at all these, but you also have a side business, you also have some investments that you're doing, you're trying to better yourself, being a cashier at all these is not going to hold you down. It's going to be a stepping stone to the next thing you do. But if you are hopeless, and I'm not trying to be funny, but it's a lot of people that are really hopeless that's why the Democrats are leaning into the socialism, because capitalism have left a lot of people
behind.
A lot of people hopeless. Like, let's be honest. I'm a capitalist. I can say this. Capitalism have a lot of problems, and one of the problems is the wealth. When people understand
get wealthy,
how to accumulate wealth and financially, then they set up the laws and the regulation and the cap tables and everything to keep you out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They keep their money at the top. So in order for you to break into that, you got to learn their game, get very good at their game, and then you got to sort of play that game. Even if you want to be that guy that gives back to the community, like Robert Smith or one of these billionaires.
Yeah. Yes, shout out Robert Smith.
Right, Robert Smith giving away billions and all that, but the only way he was able to give away billions is by playing the game.
Right.
So it's kind of like
it's like when a drug dealer has all of this money and then they're giving out turkeys for Thanksgiving.
Well, I don't want to put drug dealer and Robert Smith in the same aspect, but yes, that's kind of like it's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be the guy that take care of everybody in the neighborhood, but the only reason I'm able to take care of everybody is because I fucked the neighborhood up.
That was New Jack City reference, if you didn't get that. But I think the problem is not the people. I will always say this. I will die on this hill. The problem is the system. The idea that the system stagnates people, I would never deny that. But that does not mean that the people need to do better. That means that the infrastructure needs to do better.
I think we're gonna get to a point where there's going to be like some universal basic income, and there are going to be certain things. I would love to get to a place in America where it's not even called food stamps. It's just if you're below a certain poverty level, you get $1,000.
It's just rations.
You just get that. You don't even have to apply. Mm-hmm. Like, just as a human being, you get access to $1,000 worth of food.
Yeah.
Just because you're
alive.
In America. Right, you know what I'm saying? I would love to get to that place.
You're a human being.
And again, I'm a capitalist, so I don't want motherfuckers to think, oh, well, you trying to give away this or do that. No, but I do think technology is going to get so advanced to where a lot of these jobs that these low-skilled workers are doing, they're literally not going to have nothing to eat.
Well,
so I think it should be an American right, just like we got the constitutional rights. I think it should be an American right
to have access to food.
To have access to fresh food.
Well, here's the thing. You said you had 1,000 jobs before. Have you ever been a waiter?
No, but I was kind of a waiter at a country club, so it wasn't a traditional waiting, but it was like a buffet country club. But we had just Like, let's say this table wants some biscuits, or this
Got
table
you.
wants some mimosa, or
Yeah.
this table wants...
Like small bites, not necessarily.
Yeah, so I was a waiter, but I'm not going to try to sit here and act like I was, like, waiting tables. I was working at a country club.
I was waiting tables. I was getting paid off of tips.
Yeah.
And what I will tell you about restaurants is that they waste so much food.
A lot.
That's what I'm saying. It's not the idea of giving away food for free. American companies waste so much food, and we need to require them to be more efficient about it, so that some of the food can go to the people.
So it's
because you buying all of this food just to waste 30% of it.
It's this woman named Jasmine Crowe. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her, but I'm gonna reach out to her. I want to get her on the podcast. So this would be a very good topic. She has a company, like a software company, that allows companies to evaluate how much waste they're doing, and then they'll come in and you donate that to like a food bank, a food pantry, or whatever, and you donate that money, so you get a tax write-off for donating the money.
So it incentivizes
and you save your inventory because now you're not wasting money. Like, I think companies like hers is going to be standard across. Yes. In the next 20 to 30 years, companies like hers should be standard, and food should just be a rite of passage as an American. Just like you can go and get a birth certificate.
Yeah.
Like, you can go, you know what I'm saying? Social Security. You can walk into a library. Yeah. Stuff like that. You can get on the freeway and you don't have to pay a toll. Mm-hmm. I think food, certain freeways, but you get what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. If you got a car, you're a citizen, you can just drive on the freeway. Yeah. We didn't do nothing to, like, it ain't nothing I did to.
We didn't get any voucher. We just got on the freeway.
I just got on the freeway, right? I think food is going to, I would hope to see a world where basic necessities and needs, like food and healthcare, because the system is so rich that that's just a part of being an American citizen, is having access to a fresh grocery store within a mile radius of
And I think what capitalists like yourself would see is that when people's basic necessities are met, they're happier and they spend more.
like education, like public school, you don't have to pay for public, you know what I'm saying? You just, as an American citizen, you get access to public school. Now, it ain't the best shit. Nah, we ain't gonna go there. Like, I ain't gonna,
Right.
You're gonna have different options, but I think that's how food should get, in my opinion. But I'm gonna reach out to Jasmine.
No.
She followed a brand.
Okay.
She's based out of Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Period.
So
people in Atlanta got great ideas.
I want to learn more about like what she's doing, and I think that's going to be a basic.
I think efficiency, helping corporations be more efficient, definitely helps everyone else, because they have more money to take up everything. They got more money to buy up the food. They got more money to buy up the land. They got more money to buy up the water with the data centers. They got more money to deplete us of everything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why, like...
I'm mad about it.
I mean, I'm mad too. Shit, I gotta pay my light bills and all that too. So I'm not happy to pay bills, but
no. But Mike Epps didn't mean anything. If you watched the entire clip, it didn't seem like he meant it to be to desensitize anything. I think he just wants to see people do better. I just think a personal responsibility is important.
But don't nobody want to hear a rich ass comedian tell them what they need to do, though. You know what I'm saying?
Mike Epps wasn't always rich, though.
He wasn't, and he wasn't saying that shit when he wasn't rich either.
Hey.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you get money, you can see. Like, I would have never said nothing about food stamps because I was benefiting from.
Yeah,
food
I was gonna say it is a lot of people who. That's my other point. Is a lot of people I know who benefit from these social services. They get older and they make money, and then they're like, oh yeah, we don't need, like, boy, that fed you. Like, you wouldn't be to where you are today.
So I'm not out of touch. I'm not out of touch.
Yeah, because if that stomach was hitting that back, you wouldn't have been making them decisions, and you would have been making other decisions and other choices.
Yeah, I'm not out of touch. I don't think Mike Epps is, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of people. It's always the messenger. It's like, if imagine somebody being broke in the hood and saying, like, we don't need these food stamps. We can just actually go get a job and do that. Like, shut the fuck up. I want to have Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm rich and I'm sitting on a global platform media podcast, I probably got 2-3 million in the bank. I got all these watches, cars. My kids are good for generations. He owned a block in like Indiana or something like that.
No, he does.
He's rich as hell.
I was gonna say.
Like, that's easy for you to say.
Him and Dave Chappelle got mad money.
Like, that's easy for you to say. And I love Mike. Shout out to Mike. But
shout out Mike.
I feel like that's where people, that's where the outrage would be. Like, yeah, it's easy for you to criticize my public school when your kids are in private school and you can even afford that. Because I went to public schools, so obviously I don't want my kids to go to public schools.
Yeah.
But I understand, like, the need for. I would never say let's get rid of public schools.
Exactly.
Like, that just sounds stupid.
And that's the thing. It's broken. It needs to be fixed. That, I think, is his point. It's broken and it needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
The starting place.
The food stamps. So he came from the perspective of the food stamps is the issue. No, the not having access to fresh and good food is the issue. So yeah, because he was saying like it's some people that's in jail because of the food that they eat because they're making bad decisions. They're not able to think.
Hormones, mood swings, whatever goes into
I understand the correlation with that, but it's not the food stamps. It's the food. So it's like.
But like even being stagnant though, it's not necessarily the food stamps either. It's like the lack of opportunity, or at least the perception of the lack of opportunity.
Because there's opportunity out there, but if you don't know about it, or if you can't read, or if you just feel hopeless,
like a penny with a hole in it,
you're gonna be cooked. So, but I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna continue to grow the brand. We're gonna continue to bring guests on here. Like I said, I'm gonna shoot my shot at Jasmine to see if she's going to come on to the podcast. I know she's busy, so.
I know. But a lot of you guys have great ideas, so definitely keep them coming. Put them in the comments, and you never know, your topic might be up next.
All right. Love you guys. Subscribe. Peace.